Hello everyone, my name is Chris, and this is Marshall's Musings. Today I would like to speak about observing and the appreciation and the understanding of abstract art. Now, I'm aware that abstract art has a lot of flack and misunderstanding and easy to bully for or make fun of or etc. by a lot of people, but as you can see, I am an abstract artist myself. I don't really label myself as an abstract artist, but it's easy to put yourself in that convenient place. Abstract art is it's like a buzzword. It's more like an umbrella term for non-figurative art, basically. It's complicated. You see it already we're in deep waters because it's not an easy thing to explain or describe, but it's something that's all about feeling, and that's exactly what I would like to talk about today. I would just like to start with a few sentences that I've written down that can set a tone for how you can view abstract art. Now I have here these are also kind of like subheadings for the video. So subheadings and also things to keep in mind when you're exploring abstract art. The first is abstract art and the absolute. Next is painting as the absolute. And art as the infinite. The one. The universal wholeness. Direct relationship with the soul. And a gateway to the divine. Now these things I've said here, you're thinking philosophical, deep, spiritual, and, if you want to, pretentious. Fair enough. Abstract art is about vulnerability. It's about using these grandiose terms, but it's just because it's vulnerable. To be vulnerable is to be closer to the one, be closer to the absolute, I believe. When I create my paintings, I really do just let myself be open and just see what the energy and the flow is, and just you become free and you just create, and then this is the product of what and who you were. This is a part of me. It may be the person that I may not be anymore in this moment, but it's still a part of me. It speaks volumes about who I am somewhere in my soul, because I gave this to the universe and this is what it gave back to me. Now, number one, I'd like to just say once again, an open mind is essential when viewing abstract art. You may not like abstract art. This video isn't really convincing you to like it. I'm just trying to help you see it. I'm just trying to help you view it. And number one, when seeing anything, is an open mind. You gotta just take it in and just be like, just see it for what it is, in the Zen sense of truly seeing just the physical object in front of you. And with my painting, that's it. It's a canvas, and it has oil paint, layers of oil paint on top of it. You've seen it, and now that's the naked canvas. Open your mind, and then just explore the work, and just really allow yourself to be vulnerable. I've written here the next point: willingness to be vulnerable and naked with the one. So let's say the painting, is the reflection of the one, and just have a first impression. Just look at it. You know, what do you see? It doesn't have to, there's no right or wrong. It's art. It's subjective. Remember. I look at this and I see. Well, I work on the River Avon on a boat, so to me this looks like the river, and it looks like water, and it looks like sunlight, and it looks like leaves and trees, all as one, the collective whole. You know, the absolute, and that's just my interpretation. You can see anything. You could see, you know, the primordial chaos or the primordial waters. You can see blue flames, like it could be a yin yang painting of like I have like a red similar painting to it, like a fire. This is like a blue fire, you know. You just see what you see, you know. That's the first thing you do is just for what it is. Just be naked with it, you know. Just form something with it, like. Because you're going to have first impressions, and you're going to attach labels to those first impressions, are you? Everything we do for a first time, we assess it subconsciously, consciously, and we go, okay, this, and this, and this, like, I'm afraid of this, or I feel safe around this, I like this, I don't like this. You know, it's a first impression. It's with painting. It's nothing to be intimidated by, okay? There's plenty of paintings that I have seen in my life which I didn't like the first time, and I've looked again and gone, oh my god, I absolutely love this painting. It happens, you know? When I was younger, I used to be quite averse to more figurative forms of painting because I just didn't relate to it because it's not how I paint. And then as I got older, obviously I have a much deeper appreciation and love for figurative painting, but I had to get there with growth and development and, you know, seeing it for what it is. So yeah, an open mind is essential when looking at any works of art. And abstract painting, obviously, you have to find what you're looking at first, really. You have to see what the artist is trying to convey or what is being conveyed to you. Converse with it, either mentally or vocally. Have a conversation with the painting, you know? Ask it how it is, how you doing, how is your day. I know it's a ridiculous example, but you know, like, just get to know it. I talk to myself out loud, so if it helps you do that, you know, say, you know, what are you got blue there, and you got yellow there, so you know, just be again willing to be vulnerable and talk to it. You're not stupid, you're not crazy, you're not like. A piece of abstract art is something to be interacted with. It's a conversation between you and the painting. All art is like that, but with abstract art, again, it's that vulnerability you need to have first because they are more challenging works. So you need to be able to have that discourse with the painting and be like, what are you? What are you trying to do? What do I see in you? You talk to it, seriously. If you're in a museum or something, or if you're around people and you're embarrassed, just do it in your head. Just be like, okay, who are you? What are you trying to achieve? What are you trying to say? Just things like that. Be able to just open yourself up, basically. Just start a conversation with it. Introduce yourself, you know. Have this open, and be like, this is me. Communicate with the paint. It's a mirror to the soul, so it works two ways. You're saying hello, the painting's saying hello. It's a relationship between you and the painting. It's a conversation. It's ongoing, and it will change over time. Definitely, it will change. The more you look at the painting in a few minutes, a few seconds, it's going to evolve, it's going to change, especially if there's a sense of movement in the painting or stillness. Whatever the painting is trying to convey, there's going to be a fluid flow, you know, there's going to be like some sort of projection. If you could see it physically, it'd be like an exchange of energies, you know. So next, go through the emotional motions when viewing the painting. So, say now, for example, if you feel at first anger or confused or a sense of disconnect, that's fine to feel that way. It's fine to be angry at the painting at first because maybe you don't understand it or you don't agree with it. That's fine. It's a work of art. It's supposed to challenge you. You're supposed to not like every work of art. It's supposed to be a conversation. It's supposed to be like meeting a human being, you know? It's an individual. It is a thing of itself. It is an entity of its own, you know? It's not just like it literally is canvas with paint on top of it, but it's a being of this world now. It has been created. It is a thing of itself. It is one whole, you know? And you may not like it at first. You may love it at first. You have a look at a painting and go, wow, and it really moves you and you feel something instantly. Some abstract works are slow burners, and you look at them and they have to allure you. Just see them as individuals, you know? Like you don't see everyone the same. You don't introduce yourself to everyone the same. Like sometimes you observe people from a distance before you speak to them. Sometimes you just talk to them straight away. Depends on your mood and the day, you know, or the individual. Like that's why I keep saying about vulnerability, because you treat them as you would with any work of art, as though they were human beings, because they're an expression of a human being. They are a product of a human being. So it basically is like speaking to a human being, you know, a part of a person. So if at first you feel confused and you're like, oh, I don't understand, I don't know, that's fine. That is absolutely fine. Don't feel intimidated. Don't feel stupid. Don't feel anything like that, like negative towards your reaction to the painting. The reaction can be whatever it is. It could be as strong or as flat or flaccid as you feel, but when it comes to the actual you know, your feelings toward the painting, take them seriously. You know, whatever you feel at first, and explore, why do I feel this way, or why does it make me feel this way, or how is it making me feel this way? And again, that discourse of, you know, learning about exploring the painting, you know. Next, when looking at a work of abstract painting, depending on what relationship you have, what reaction you have, or what evolves as you like have further time with the painting, maybe you'll learn about your psyche, about how your psyche works itself. You know, the things again are a mirror. So whatever you're seeing in the painting is really what you're projecting out. So if you're into things like psychoanalysis and stuff like that, it's or into psychiatry or just how the brain works, abstract art is wonderful. It's like Rorschach tests. You see what you want to see. You know, you see what you project, and they're wonderful pieces of, you know, private psychology. They're amazing. Like I look at my paintings all the time and think, okay, what am I feeling right now compared to what I was feeling at the time? Do I feel a sense of disconnect later on, or do I feel this making me feel more powerful? And the more you look at abstract art, the more you learn to understand yourself and the way you learn that you react or feel towards things. And it's a great mirror, and it's so positive towards if you want to be a more vulnerable person. You can explore so much about yourself by looking at another person's painting. It's insane. Like some paintings make me feel so powerful and so inspired, and I just want to go out and just create a million paintings myself. You know, it's incredible what it does, and they really just say a lot about yourself. So if you're willing, you can learn a lot about yourself looking at paintings. This is an important rule now when observing / experiencing abstract art. Abstract art must be aesthetically sound, and I'm not saying it doesn't have to be pleasing. Not all art has to be aesthetically pleasing, but what's important is that it needs to have a show of skill or depth. You know, it's too easy to create bad abstract art, limited abstract art, shallow and uninspired abstract art, because a lot of people who are new to abstract art, you can be quite easily manipulated by what's good and what's bad, because you don't really understand and know yet. So some paintings you can see that like really flat and just not very creative and not with a lot of life to them, and you can feel really disconnected, and then you're like, huh, and then maybe it generally is because it's not a very good work of art. It's not very emotionally resonating, or doesn't make you feel anything, doesn't project anything deep, and that's something you have to decide for yourself, obviously. But there is also, you know, on a technical scale, such thing as good and bad art, and this is why it's good to explore your tastes and what you like and what you think is good and bad. Cause again, it's subjective, so it is all about you at the end of the day, and to figure out what is aesthetically to your caliber, what you think is aesthetically sound. Be empirical, scientific, measure, compare paintings. What's good about this one? What's different about this one? You know, everyone has the potential to be. Not actually. Everyone is a qualified art critic. You just got to. You have eyes, don't you? If you have eyeballs, you know, you have an opinion of art, and it is valuable. Like, an art critic, in the sense of someone who gets paid to do it, is just an authority. It's just someone who's known and who has a bit of clout. But don't disregard yourself and your opinions. Just because someone likes this art doesn't mean that you have to like it. Doesn't mean that you have to agree if it's good or bad. You know, you may like it, you may love it, and everyone else hates it. It doesn't matter. You're seeing what you're seeing, aren't you? It's what you like. It's who you like. If we're gonna go back to looking at it as a person, like, not everyone likes your friends. You don't like the same people as everyone. So when it comes to viewing painting, it's up to your caliber, isn't it? You know, for me, I have a certain caliber when it comes to the quality of art that I like. I can tell what I like and what I don't. And it's just from empirical evidence. It's just comparing and just seeing and just measuring it myself. And it takes time, you know, to cultivate your taste, especially if you're new. And I'm still, you know, I've been an art lover my entire life, and I'm still learning things and still exploring things and still discovering my taste. You never stop, so don't be afraid to explore and have different opinions, and, you know, think one art is good and what you may not like another artist's work compared to one artist. That's absolutely fine. So I'll say this one, if you're interested in creating abstract art, is don't be afraid to give it a go. Okay, it may seem intimidating, but it is subject to the soul. So whatever you make is, as long as you're vulnerable and true, then whatever you make is of value to you. As long as you're vulnerable and you make the painting and absolutely you, and you put your heart and soul into it, and you emotionally resonate with it, and you feel worth in it, a work of art, it belongs to you, and that's what matters. And it's your form of expression, it's who you are, it's what you believe in, and be proud of what you create. If you're not yet comfortable with creating and sharing your abstract art, you don't have to show it to anyone. Create it as a personal diary if you have to. Just do some stuff, and just, it's all about how you feel when it comes to abstract art. It's about what you projecting, are trying to convey with emotions. Remember, it's about the use of the brush. It's about the use of colors. It's not about anything but the depth of the human soul and exploring what is within the individual. It's not about a language of symbols like other art forms, like in figurative art, are like. It's about the pure vibrancy of expression. It's about the gift of expression, because remember, your expression is a gift. It is your soul's love letter, you know. It's what you believe, it's what you project, it's what you feel, because your feelings are of value. So don't disregard the paintings you create because maybe it's not to a certain caliber that you believe yet. Just create and do it for you. And then once you're willing to share, or if you're ever willing to share, be free to share. And don't take criticism too harshly, okay? Like, you're only on this earth once, and, well, who knows, but, you know, let's say that. And be willing to be free, because abstract art is about freedom. It's about becoming one with the absolute. It's about opening yourself up and just being truly free and being like, I am here and I am alive. And you're making a statement, you know, you're saying I am alive when you're making abstract art. It's something that you truly pour your heart and soul into, you know. Like when I make my paintings, I put my entire heart and soul into it because it's a part of me. I have this yearning to create and to express it and just pour myself out, you know. And I'm just like, when I'm creating, I'm just in that flow, you know. I'm like Lao Tzu, you know. And then I just come, and then out of this trance, and I view it, and I'm like, wow, you know, I was free during that, you know, I was free. And yeah, it's so powerful. And please don't disregard yourself, and don't limit yourself, and don't talk down about yourself, because where's the freedom in that? That's not freedom. That's mental slavery. You know, you don't want to be a mental slave. Create, you know. And abstract art is such a free form of expression, you know. And listening to music is an absolutely brilliant form of aid, of cleansing that part of your soul as well, of projecting that out. I love to listen to all kinds of music when I create. I like to listen to hip hop. I like to listen to Spanish jazz. I like to listen to classic jazz. I like to listen to John Coltrane's free jazz. Oh my god, it's so free when you create, because it's absolutely chaotic. You just get to just go absolutely nuts. I love to listen to fucking, you know, rock and roll. I love to listen to it all. Like, it's all about how you feel at the time, isn't it? It's what you project and pour out onto that painting. There's some, you know, paintings that I made when I was listening to my classic hip hop playlist, and I'm like, yeah, I can project that onto it. And then there's other music, and I'm like, yeah, I understand that. Or sometimes in complete silence, I'm like, yeah, I know I made. It's the stories of the creation of your art that are just as important as the finished product, because that belongs to you, and it projects onto the painting the amount of passion and the feeling you project out onto it. You need to put your entire soul into a work, you know, seriously, because it really stands out. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable. Put it all out there. Put all the cards on the table. Show yourself. Be like this. Be, I am free, you know, because then it shows, and you make good art. And if you're an artist, you don't want to make bad art, you don't want to make mediocre art, you want to make great art. So you have to be absolutely free, you know? People I would totally recommend, my biggest inspirations of being a creative person is Mark Rothko. Mark Rothko, his paintings are just absolutely being one with the divine. You know, they are a one-on-one relationship with the absolute. Yeah, it's like looking into God. Like the dude's Jewishness is a big part of his paintings, and the theology of Judaism and the relationship with God speaks volumes. When you're with Mark Rothko's paintings, it's like you are in the same room as God, and it is an incredible experience to be around one of his paintings, and that's why people have such resonance with his art, with his works, because they pour this you know, energy and vibration and vulnerability, and some people can't even be in the same room as them because they feel so like that around. They feel so like vulnerable and seen by them, like they're very much like the eye of Sauron. They see you, you know. Next, de Kooning, just a free form of expression, just a tidier Jackson Pollock, and I love Jackson Pollock, but obviously that's a good thing, is that de Kooning is a more structured Jackson Pollock. I read a great, there's a great title online from an article, and it is Acrobat with a Paintbrush, and that's absolutely correct. The man could do amazing things with a paintbrush. Jackson Pollock, obviously, absolute expression at its finest. An artist to listen to jazz music in the 1950s, so stuff like Charlie Parker and Dizzy Gillespie and stuff like that. Gillespie. Hans Hofmann, to me, is my teacher. I agree with him that art is literally a form of magic. He was so vulnerable and so expressionate, and there's so much colour and passion and vibrancy in his art, and he was just absolutely incredible, and I strive all the time to be like him. Feel inspired by these artists, and feel inspired by yourself and your expression. And remember, abstract art is a music, it's a dance, it's a tango. It works both ways, you know. If you're bringing the energy, it gives it back, and you have a boogie, you know. That's why it's good to listen to music while you do it. It really is a dance, and it's a relationship, and even when you're not creating and you're just observing it and you're just viewing it, there's a music playing at all times. It could be a really sad violin piece, it could be the most epic ecstasy pagan celebration ever. Just please remember to be vulnerable with it and to be patient. Obviously, if you don't like it, that's fine. You don't like it, you don't have to like everything, you know. But if you're willing, you will, honestly, if you're not a spiritual person already, I think abstract art is the gateway to spirituality. I think it is our most powerful form of expression, and I'm so grateful that we live in an era where that form of expression has been revealed to us, and we can project like that, because oh my lord, I'd be lost without it. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you feel inspired, and I hope I have maybe changed some minds, and I hope that you do some creating or look at some paintings and either enhance your relationship or begin your relationship. My name is Chris. This was Marshall's Musings, and thank you for watching.